I'm going to start off by prefacing the fact that I do not like buying trucks. I'm not particularly interested in trucks overall. Trucks as a whole are not something that appeals to me. I see them predominantly as functional work vehicles that serve the purpose of hauling my other cars that I spend the majority of time driving. Therefore, for me to actually find an interesting truck that I like is rare. Rarer still to find one that I'm willing to work on and will use for my purposes. This one is a Dodge Adventurer SE 150 from 1977. And it is a unique vehicle. I'm going to walk you around it. Let's start with what look like trailer wheels, but are actually the stock Dodge Adventurer wheels. And it's a truck in Texas, but it's still got some rust spots, a little bit here and there, but solid cab corners. And it's a club cab truck, which means factory bucket seats and a very decent interior. Overall, I'm pleased with that. The odometer here shows 97,664 miles. The gauges sort of work. I've gone through this a little. In the back here, which I'll get to, are all of the things that came with it. It's an 8-foot long bed truck, which was mandatory for what I want to do. I intend to use this to haul things. And we're going to start then with the bonus things it came with. A set of black carpeting that I haven't taken out of the box, a sun visor, some ball joints, a spare windshield washer reservoir, which is very useful actually. A note telling me that the oil was last changed in 2023. It's about 2 quarts low, something like that, maybe a quart low. Anyway, it's a little low on it. Broken and replaced heater vent, thermostat cap, which I had to replace because I couldn't figure out why it was leaking coolant at first until I saw this on what I presume is an original AC Delco 15-pound radiator cap from the 70s. So that's been in there a while. This is also in the front. It's some strange rubber line that I don't know what it does. Spare gas pedal, which is why, you can always tell mileage by the gas pedal. No, you can't. Some people are heavy on gas pedals, others aren't. This is a spare badge for the passenger side that just needs the little 150 emblem glued back in there. These are clips for the only missing piece of trim on the truck right there. And random bag of screws, because you love getting that with every project. I don't even know what half of these are for, and I'm sure I'll figure it out. And we got a Chad passenger door lock. Take that, lesser door locks. We got Chad locks. And that actually brings me around to the passenger side. Aside from the carpeting coming off of the door card, it is in great shape. It has manual windows, which for me in the truck, that is an absolute must. Because I don't like things that break. I don't like having to do power windows. It's a pain in the backside. So, if I can avoid power windows, I will. And this is Dodge's infamous crew cab. These are your seats. You can legally seat 4 people, provided you don't like 2 of them in this truck. It's really not bad. Again, only little damage to the seat is right here. I'm going to get that fixed, but I love the tan interior. And I'm going to show you one of my favorite features of these trucks. This. You pull the cover, instant, easy access to the fuse panel. Absolutely love it. I wish more trucks did that. Oh, I wish more vehicles did that. Nothing hard to get to, just pull the cover. And it's missing the glove box insert, which, not a big deal. I'll get to it, or I'll make something. And it has the nice center console. This is an old Hemmings magazine from 2022 about these trucks. They literally saved just the section pertaining to a truck like this. I'm going to save that and go through it later, but I like the center console. I don't think the cup holders are going to be of much use with modern vehicles. I mean, you can fit a can of Redacted here, and that's about it. If you'll see from this, it is a factory AC truck. Now we're starting to get into some of the interesting aspects of this truck. Yes, factory AC, base AM radio. The clock sort of works. I'm fiddling with that. We have some major issues with the wiring under the dash that I'm going to get resolved. And that horrible trailer brake assembly. Probably good in its day, but now it's just useless. Ashtray with cigarette lighter. And all these little vents, which amazingly aren't broken. It's very nice to have. But let's get to the business end of the truck. See, that's where the emblem that's missing goes. This is the reason that I purchased this truck. What we have here is a 1977 440. Yes, a 440 air conditioning equipped vehicle. That's what sold me on this truck. The 150 is in a weird spot where it's like a heavy duty truck, but not quite. It might as well be. Ooh, I'm almost out of power steering. I'll have to top that off. And yeah, but a quart low. So that's not too bad. In 3 years, it's lost a quart of oil from either just sitting and barely being used or slightly moving around. So, not terrible. New brake master. Brakes are okay, but now, the 440 in these is extremely rare. And that's actually one of the neatest features about it. It's somewhere between a half ton and a 3/4 ton, which will tow pretty much everything I need. But, and I'm lingering on this, so all of those of you who want to run the VIN codes are able to do so and say, yes, it's a legitimate 440 build. And gross vehicle weighting of 6,100 pounds. This truck will tow what I need it to. The dual tanks, I haven't figured out if they work yet because I'm working on getting the fuel gauge, so I've just been using the rear one. It needs fuel put in it, but it does run quite well. Now, let's connect the battery. And I'll start to show you some of the weird things I was talking about with the gauge issues. Okay. Right now, brake light comes on. Turn signal lights come on. And the gauges are actually working as they're supposed to. You'll see that the turn signal lights, for some reason, flash intermittently. And will she start? Yes, she will. She's got a slightly weak fuel pump, so starting is a little bit of an issue. I haven't done a compression check, but she does, when the gauge is working, show around 40 psi. And then this.
There's a lot of layers to it. Yeah.
Yeah. Radio works. Yeah, clock works when it feels like it. You can see where it wants to make the horn work on the gauges. Again, that is something I will get around to, because now the gauges aren't working at all except for the alternator gauge. There. Okay. And yeah, the blower motor doesn't work. The windshield wipers. Yeah, no. Nothing. And if I flip the dual tank switch, nothing as well. Cargo lamp light does come on when you push it. Headlights, you can see the drop in voltage. And they do work. The turn signals all work, the tail lights don't. I have not delved into why that is the case yet. But if we go back under the hood, she's a little over full because I topped off the coolant, so that's normal. Manual windows, gotta love them. Gotta slam it, it's a truck from the 70s. Vent windows for maximum cooling. And that old registration sticker from 2010 is probably the last time this was actually legitimately being driven. You can hear the brakes hiss. Despite being low on power steering, it's doing adequately. With what's in there. The tires, the back two are white wall tires, wide whites. Not the 3-inch, but the 2-inch or 2.5-inch turned inward. Now we shift her into reverse. Anyway, those two are okay, but they will be replaced. The right front tire is garbage. The left front tire is okay, and I'll probably save that one and just put 3 decent tires on it. But all she should need. Yeah, brake light does not want to go off. But stops nice, pulls strong. Effortless steering, I love that. She drives very well, nice and smooth. As far as a comfortable truck, it most certainly is. For what I want, you really can't get much better. Once I get the electrical gremlins and issues therein fixed. Now, this is my new project, and it will be my future tow vehicle. You will see a lot more of this truck and its curious features like no headliner, basic sun visors, center console, and I'm going to put the black carpeting in just because this is so terrible down here. Nice healthy 440. I love that. I still maintain the 440 is the best engine Chrysler ever built. So, thank you for coming along with me, and we'll see you next time. I will get the horn fixed hopefully soon.